Hi, I'm Luke Raymond from LSL Security Consulting. Today we're going to take a look at best practices when installing water damage prevention systems, the places we need to focus on, where water damage commonly occurs, and best practices for installing and deploying the right number of sensors for your project. Let me show you. To start with, there are multiple different types of technology we use. Flow detection is one of them. I am not a big fan of this. It causes far too many false alarms in my experience. So I tend to focus on water detection. Now, many manufacturers have water detection systems and water detection sensors. Now, many of them are also very, very similar. Whether you're looking at the Qolsys sensor or you're looking at the water sensors from Ajax or systems like the NOWA system here, they're very, very small, fit in the palm of your hand, very flat, and can be deployed very, very easily throughout the premises. Now, all of these sensors will have multiple different nodes on them, which need to create a connectivity in order to create an alarm. And because of their small size and the fact that they can be placed on the floor, this allows for easy installation. Let me show you the best places to install. To start with, here we have a standard bathroom. Now, in the case of many bathrooms, they will have one larger sink or simply one sink. One sensor underneath where the water goes is all you need, because this single sensor can be laid down, and then when water flows down, it detects it very, very easily. However, what happens when, like in this one, we have two entirely different sinks? Well, now we need two entirely different sensors, one for each side. To add to this, every single bathroom will have a toilet. Now, the best practices for toilet, this is the only actual sensor you will ever see. Because the ones, for example, under the sink, you don't see them. They're hidden. They still communicate with the panel, but you never see them. The one you do see, however, is behind the toilet. So in this case, I can put this down on the floor behind the toilet. If ever anything happens, well, it's going to detect that there is a flood. Now, keep in mind, this is also the sensor not only that you see, but is the sensor that has the most false alarms. Oftentimes these false alarms are simply because we forget to remove it when we pass the mop. Or in the case of people who have young children, maybe some of those young children, young boys, may not have the best aim. Well, when a boy doesn't have the best aim, sometimes some liquids go on the floor and they can cause false alarms if they actually make a connection between two of the nodes on the sensors. So in these cases, false alarms can occur. And in the case of passing a mop, please just remove the sensor, mop, dry it out, and then put the sensor back. Because a sensor that's not in its place can't detect water damage. A third location is oftentimes baths. Now, in the case of a bath like this, which is a freestanding bath, generally speaking, they aren't a problem. However, sometimes baths, whether freestanding or encased in the actual wall, will have things like this. Well, this is a freestanding water spout. These sometimes have issues of leakage. Now, in the cases of a freestanding bath, well, I can simply put one of these sensors back behind the bath and very, very easy to install. However, some baths that have these spouts that are removable will be encased inside of a structure. Now, in these cases, it's hard to put a sensor underneath. So what many installers will do is they'll remove one or two tiles, create a little trap door, and pass what's called a water detection cable connected to a sensor all the way around. They can just fish it around. These cables are specifically designed so that if any water at all drops onto them, they automatically create an alarm. So in either case, it is a way to protect your baths. In this case, I have a freestanding bath, very, very easy. In a case where it's encased, it's a little bit more work. But if you have a potentially problematic bath or a problematic shower head, it's worth protecting it. In a similar fashion, when you're doing showers, there are multiple different types of showers. If you have a shower that is a prefabricated shower, generally speaking, they do not cause problems. But in my case, this shower actually is surrounded by marble, and not only is there ceramic tiling, but there's a shower head. Well, in this case, if I wanted to protect the shower, I'm not about to pierce the tile. So what do? The easy solution is actually behind. Behind the shower, there is a closet. Well, this closet allows me to create a trap inside of it to get to the backside of the shower without actually piercing the tile. So I've created a trap in the back where I can simply put this inside the wall. Because it's wireless, it still transmits back to the brain, still protecting my shower, but I didn't have to pierce the tile and ruin my shower. When designing a proper water damage prevention solution, the kitchen is very important. Most houses have 1, 2, maybe sometimes 3 bathrooms, but in cases of kitchens, there's usually only 1, possibly 2 if you have an in-suite house, in-suite room. Now, in the kitchens, there are really only 3 major places we're going to install it. One would be underneath the sink. Obviously, putting this underneath the sink, if ever it goes into alarm, well, we know it's called the kitchen sink. In the case of a dishwasher, we have to remove the kick plate underneath. We remove the kick plate, slide the sensor all the way to the back, re-put the kick plate on, guaranteeing that the signal goes in. When it comes to fridges, the only fridges we really have to protect are ones that have water or ice. Now, in those cases, you have to remove the fridge and put the sensor all the way in the back where the water comes in. That way it's always shutting off the water. Most houses also have a washer and dryer. Well, protecting the washing machine is also very important. Simply slip one down on the floor behind the washing machine and you're safe. The last place that most people will install a water sensor is close to the hot water tanks where the water actually comes in. In this case, we can throw a water sensor down in the bottom. Even if we have an actual section which will drain it, a drain, I prefer to put these water sensors in this location. That way, if ever your hot water heater breaks, well, at least we know it's broken. Installing the valves is also quite important. You always have to put them on the piping which is incoming. So all of the sensors throughout your premises will all be connected to a brain. That brain will be connected to a motor, and that motor will then shut off the water by being installed physically on the pipe or physically in the pipe, inline versus out of line. Proper design of your water damage prevention system is a must. You have to be able to protect all the locations where water damage can occur, and this guarantees that you're not going to have to spend money as well as have the aggravation if ever there is water damage that occurs. The goal is not just to prevent you from spending money on water damage, to prevent the insurance companies from spending money on water damage, but also to protect the things that matter to you in your homes. We are at LSL Security. I am a specialist in this. I've been working more than 15 years with insurance companies specifically on water damage prevention solutions. If you have any questions or you want more information, please leave your questions in the comments section below or reach out to me. My email address will be in the comments section below as well. Cheers.